Welcome to On the Spot host Mitchell Gunter. Tonight we got a wonderful show. We got pro stock racer Troy Coughlin Jr. that's going to be joining us, and we're going to be talking about his first professional win in NHRA. We're also going to talk a little bit about the upcoming race in Topeka, Kansas, and a little bit about the past, how we got involved in drag racing. So we'll be right back after this commercial break.
Hey Tornado fans, this is Kurt Miracle of Miracle Automotive and Towing, proud sponsors of Tornado Football. I want to welcome you to beautiful Stark, Florida at David Hurst Stadium, and thank you for letting us be a part of this community. We're here for more than your automotive and towing needs. We're here to be part of Tornado Country. Go Big Red!
Well, Troy, I want to thank you for joining us this afternoon out of your busy schedule. I know y'all are probably gearing up for this upcoming weekend at Topeka.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Before we get started, I'll let you introduce yourself, and then we'll go ahead and start getting into questions.
Right on. Well, I'm Troy Coughlin Jr. from Columbus, Ohio, NHRA Pro Stock driver for Team Elite, jegs.com, and just enjoying each day and love grabbing gears and learning something new.
Well, I tell you what, before we start getting into talking about what happened at the Flavor Pack Northwest Nationals, when did you know that you wanted to get behind the wheel and race professionally?
Oh, geez. As far back as I can remember. It's just something in my blood. Something I've been around my whole life, and my dad did it, his dad did it, all my uncles do it. It's competition, and it's addicting as heck, and it's a blast. The people make it even that much better too. So it's a great sport.
I tell you what, you talk about your family. Your family's been involved in drag racing for a very long time, all the way back to your grandfather. And I tell you, he's one of the pioneers of pro stock. And I'm just thankful for those guys for paving the way for that class to still be around now. I mean, the NHRA's went through a bunch of different classes over its lifetime. And for somehow, pro stock is still hanging in there.
It's a great class. It's a factory hot rods. It's got a passionate fan base, and yeah, there's been a ton of really good pioneers that have really paved the road for us, like Grumpy Jenkins, Dino Don Nicholson, Bob Glidden, probably the best. There's just so many names to mention. It's you couldn't possibly mention everybody, but it's to be a part of it is extremely honorable.
Well, with all of that family base, do you ever feel, like pressure, from, your grandfather and Jack Coughlin Jr., your dad, running Pro Mod with his championships? Is there any pressure there?
It's self-inflicted. You want to do well because it's fun to win. There's nothing like winning. I see it as an honor to get to drive for Yellow and Black and Team Elite Motorsports, and that pressure is definitely self-induced, and I enjoy it. It makes it even that much more fun for me.
Well, as you're racing across the country, what is your favorite track on the schedule?
Oh, geez, that's tough. Probably Indy. I love history, drag racing history. Indy is just a mecca for drag racing history, and I've always appreciated that. Pomona's really the same way. That's tough. I'd say between Pomona and Indy and Vegas, those three tracks. Chicago is really cool too. Charlotte, all Bruton Smith's tracks are stunningly amazing. There's a lot of really good tracks out there.
You talked about Bruton Smith. Do you like the four wide when they run the four wide?
I like things that are different. So I enjoy it. It's something different. The staging process to your eye movement from staging going to the tree. There's just a lot of differences, and you really got to hone in. You got to use another level of skills to be any good. So I like it. I think it's fun.
Yeah, I tell you what, you really have to be on your game, and I think as we go on, the more people race four wide, the more familiar they will, adapt to it. You just have to watch those top bulbs. Who's pre-staging? Who's getting in first? And there was a big thing in Pro Mod. Some people went past the beam and back up in the beam. It was a very wild Pro Mod.
It can be
final.
hectic. It can definitely be hectic, but you just got to know that once everybody's pre-staged, the clock's on. So you've got 7 or 10 seconds to jump in there. So jump in. Don't wait.
Well, we're going to go ahead and get into race day there at the Northwest Nationals. How did you and your team feel? Did y'all feel pretty confident qualifying number 4 with a 6:11?
The car was running awesome. I'd say between Rick Jones, Mark Ingersoll, Tim Freeman, the whole crew chief group at Elite Motorsports, and really everybody at Elite Motorsports, everybody works on all the cars. So it's a fantastic team to race with. So we're always confident. We've got wonderful people behind us, and we went into race day thinking that we've got a car that can win the race. If I can swap feet, be somewhat good up front, and pull the gears right, that we could turn on 4 win lights.
Well, and of course, in first round, you had a race against Fernando Quadra, which is kind of like an Elite Motorsports partner. They're right across the road, and they do have a partnership with Elite. How did it feel running that first round against Fernando and actually having the second fastest pass in first round next to your teammate Erica Anders?
Well, I figured it was just going to be an awesome day. My guys, they really saved me that round because I was 60 on the tree there. He was 13. I only got there first by 7 thousandths of a second. So thanks to the Elite horsepower, that's what turned our win line on. So they, my guys and all the team at Elite Motorsports really saved my rear there.
Speaking of reaction time, I know each driver has their own routine of practice. Do you do a lot of practice on a portable tree, or do you use different exercises like a flashboard? I see a lot of the funny car drivers and Top Fuel drivers using those boards to get the reaction time quicker.
I use a porta-tree system, and at the house, I've got a simulator that's just like my seat in the RJ race car stuff. So, it's your shifter, it's the feel of your car, and just try to make it as close as possible. But yeah, we practice because it's fun. We really enjoy going through the motions, hitting the tree, and banging the gears.
Well, I tell you what, I know over there at Elite, y'all really don't like running y'all's teammates as much as possible.
There's a lot of us.
So, when you get down to the nitty gritty, when you race your teammate, you at least want it to be in that semifinal and final round, which happened for you. But you had to go through a couple other drivers, and one of those drivers was Cami Caruso, a very up and coming, a pro stock driver. Got a pretty good team behind her. Got a good crew chief and Jim Yates. Does it affect you any knowing that you're going up against a rookie driver, or she's just like any other driver out there? You have to concentrate and do your best, and there's no laying off the tree.
Well, you should always go up there thinking you're going to absolutely murder the tree. So, and I would definitely never take anybody lightly ever, especially Camry. She's been driving really well and figuring the class out pretty candidly. So, no, I'm just go up and make a run, try and club the tree and bang the gears and just try and stay calm and focused and run my routine and try and be as consistent as possible.
I know that you had to move on there into the third round, and you ended up facing Greg Anderson. You know, that used to be a real big battle between Summit and Jegs back in the day. Still a great rival. With you going up there racing him in a Jegs car, and I know y'all are trying to, you know, at the same time you're trying to do very well, but you're also trying to protect your other teammates' position and points. How does it make you feel to be able to go up there and beat Greg Anderson, keep him off of getting that 100th win of his career, and also helping your teammate Erica Anders, you know, keep that great position that she is in first place? I think she's like 80 points ahead of Erin Stanfield, which is another teammate of yours.
Got a pretty good lead. It's fun. It's still pretty early yet to be counting points, but you know, it's always in the back of your mind every once in a while. I'm just trying to make runs and turn wind lights on, and anytime you're racing Greg, you know, it's an honor to race somebody like that, somebody that's got 99 wins and has really been an absolute worker in the class of pro stock and has literally done it all. So it's you learn something every time you race guys like that. Same with Erica. You learn something every time. You know, that's what's fun racing with her too, because she's very educating, as well as my Uncle Jeg is the same way. So had a lot of really good teachers.
Yeah, I tell you what, Greg, he has been in the business for a very, very long time, and of course he's going to get to 100. It's just a matter of when. But I know y'all going to try to do y'all's best to keep moving forward and grabbing as many wins that y'all possibly can. You know, when you got finished with Greg and you know that you have to run your teammate, Erica, or any teammate of that matter, I like y'all's camp and what y'all do over there at Elite. Y'all go up, y'all do y'all's thing, doesn't matter. They are a teammate of yours. You know, that makes it very interesting for the fans to see that there is no laying back. And of course, there has been talk on Facebook and stuff from fans think that Elite's doing some things that they shouldn't be doing, which is total bull. If there was something like that going on, Tech would have already called it. But do y'all just go up there and pretty much just face each other just like you're facing any other driver out there?
Well, I mean, the margin of victory in the final was 0001, so I would say we were both going for the jugular at that point. But yeah, we go up wanting to give a great show and give them all we can, especially at this point in the year. And you know, I need to grow my status and points, so I needed the round wins. And Erica was trying to grab a win herself. She's having an awesome year, and you know, it's just something that's part of the sport. I guess it's a very passionate fan base in NHRA drag racing, especially the pro stock crowd, which makes it fun too, because then they can watch and it's just entertainment.
Well, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the pro stock class here after a while, but you know, you're talking about points, and right now that you're technically sitting 7th, and you're only like 43 points of getting ahead of Dallas Glenn. Do you think that's quite accomplishable before y'all get to Indy?
You know, we were 12th at one point, so any direction upward is an extremely great accomplishment for our team. So we're very thrilled with our position, and hopefully we can keep marching. And you know, I really don't look at points. Especially, I mean, in Indy you do, because you want to get in the countdown.
Right.
That's always the ultimate prize, to be in that reset and just absolutely get after it. And that's what this Elite Motorsports group does best.
And you're sitting in a really good spot right now. You know, you've got a little bit of a cushion all the way back to Bo Butner, which is sitting in that 10th spot. and which is another teammate of y'all's. And I really think that it's very possible for you to climb up in that fifth spot before Indianapolis. And like you said, of course, the points reset, and you pretty much start all over. But I think y'all are doing a great job over there. I've seen you start performing really good in the car. And one of those things, we all know that you have ran alcohol in the Nitro Dragster. Do you just feel more comfortable in that Pro Stock car than you did the others? Is you think that might be, being a big accomplishment to your success?
It's definitely feels like home on a Pro Stock car. I mean, I've been around that most of my life, so it's a lot of fun.
I know y'all are, like I said, y'all are fixing to travel to Topeka. And one of the questions that I wanted to ask you is the setup pretty much the same that y'all had out at the Midwest Nationals, or is there some changes that are usually made to the car because it's going to be warmer there in the Midwest, and also you're above 700 more feet in elevation than what y'all were?
I would say there'll definitely be some small changes here and there. There's definitely going to be anywhere from 95 to 98 degrees each day. So I would say between Mark Ingersoll and Timmy Freeman and Eric Luzinski and Rick Jones, the crew chief group is going to have it dialed in pretty good for Q1. So you'll just have to wait and see what we go. But I would say they have a really good plan. They work very well together, as does everybody on the team. That's what's also so exciting, is everybody gels. Everybody flows in the same direction, which I'm personally very impressed with and really enjoy racing for these guys.
Yeah, I tell you what, when you look at the starting line, you look down there and one of the elite cars are bumping into the bulbs. You see the whole elite crowd standing behind, the car, whatever car that's in the final. They're very supportive of each other, and I think it's just great to see the several different teams that's up under the elite umbrella come together and just get behind their driver and celebrate after that win light comes on.
Oh, we're all for one, that's for certain. Like I said, everybody helps everybody. If a group gets beat, the guys on that car will go to a car that's still in and assist those guys get ready for those quicker turnarounds. So that's pretty cool. I've seen a lot of multi-car teams not do something like that. So it's pretty much a culture there, and it's very exciting. It makes it very attractive for fans and for potential drivers too. It's a great place to race.
Well, since we was talking about the win light, how did it feel as you headed down, you crossed the finish line, and you see that yellow light come on the wall? How did that make you feel?
I was in shock. I had, just wow. Just the desire to want to win a pro stock race just from childhood, and it just kind of all flashes before you, and it's just so much excitement all in the matter of 10 seconds to where you pull off the racetrack and you get out, you do your interview, you get your hat, and it's tradition from there on. But it's a moment for our team because we've been through a lot this year. We DNQ'd in Houston. We've had some parts failures. We've had some unfortunate luck here and there, which it happens in drag racing. That's just part of life. But the Team Yellow has definitely been through a lot. So to see 4 win lights on the guardrail was absolutely phenomenal, and I can't wait to give it a shot again.
How big was the party in Ohio afterwards?
Oh, jeez. Had a couple dinners over at my dad's house, but I just got a lot of attaboys and a couple nods here and there, and it's tradition. It's we're very lucky to be surrounded by great people and have great equipment, and it's just part of the deal. So it was a lot of fun to come home and bring my dad the Wally and put the Wally on his desk at work.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I'm a big fan of Jegs anyway. Y'all's.
Thank you.
When I need parts, I call y'all up. I order them, drop ship them. I get them in a couple of days, and I know that there has been a change of ownership there.
Mm-hmm.
But y'all are pretty much still very involved in the in and out parts of the day there at Jegs.
Much as we can, we love it. It's a passionate industry, and it's going to be hard to keep us away.
Is there any rumors of y'all might opening up another warehouse somewhere else in the United States?
I'm not 100% sure their plans of another distribution center, but I think that would be really neat. But I think the brain trust at Greenbrier and everybody at Jegs, I think they do a phenomenal job, and we're very lucky to have them. Brian Rowland, our CEO, have done an awesome job onboarding. I'd say whatever they do, it's well thought out and with great intention. So I have all the faith in the world, and I love learning something every day.
All right, I want to talk a little bit about Pro Stock. Do you feel like Pro Stock is headed in the right direction? Do you think there may need to be some changes along the way? And I know one of those things that are very important, and I hope they can get it corrected, is that the payouts are not very big for the Pro Stock class. As much money that y'all put into a race, y'all are only getting back about an eighth return.
It's not easy, finding funding for payouts and NHRA's sake. It's not simple in times like these, but I think it's in a great direction. I mean, the fields are darn near full every week, and I think with how you can get into Pro Stock, if you wanted to, you could rent a car and an engine from Richard or KB and go race. It does cost, but I think it's in a great place. Personally, I'm excited about it. It's hard not to be.
Well, with Richard and KB doing that program now, of course it's still kind of expensive, but it does open up more opportunities for people to get involved and race Pro Stock, and that's a great thing. We've had Erica on here, and she's talked about what it used to cost to rent a motor until what it is now today. It is a whole lot more affordable.
Well, Richard and the group of Elite, they care. They care about drag racing, and they want to make it the best that possibly can be, just due to passion. So, I mean, Richard definitely helped bring the class where it is today, in my opinion.
Now, I'm a big fan of Pro Stock. Not to knock on the guys who are driving funny cars and top fuel, because yes, it's got to take a man or a strong woman to steer one of the cars. You've sat in the cockpit of one, but to me, I think the fans can more relate to the Pro Stock cars. It's a driver's class. You got to be very good on your reaction times. You got to be very good on your shift points. If you miss your timing on one of those shift points, that's it. You're done. You're a sitting duck.
Certainly doesn't help your case. That's what makes it so attractive to me. You lay it on the limiter in one of your gear changes and you're losing momentum. But if you short stick it, you didn't put all your power down. So yeah, you got to really get your shift points right, and you got to hit the tree, and you got to keep it in the groove too, because that's worth every thousandth. These guys are trying to get every thousandth of a second, which is really fun to watch. So I'm a big fan of it myself.
Have you ever thought about jumping in a Pro Mod car?
Well, I ran Pro Mod in 2015 in a turbo car for about a year with my dad, and
Okay.
absolutely had a blast. And that was one of the coolest things I've ever driven. It was just so fast, and I really enjoyed the heck out of that. Just that feeling of the turbo making boost at 300 feet, the left front tire just kind of tickling up a little bit. It was really cool. I think my dad was probably one of the really good drivers out there in that class with the turbo entry, and I learned a lot from him about car control in a door car. I've driven dragsters most of my life, so I don't really have that many laps in a door car. So I've really leaned on listening to my dad and Jeg, and even my uncle Mike and John have helped me a ton.
Is there a possibility we may see you back in one of those Pro Mod cars?
That's Pro Mod is an expensive game with the rules and the rule changes, and
Right.
you could test and work on your entry and make it fast and go win a race, and then you get an email saying they're going to take 2 pounds of boost away, which is a lot of power. So you're kind of back to the drawing board, which costs money.
Right.
So that kind of made it a little less intriguing for us, but it's how it goes. I mean, the parity in Pro Mod is obviously going to be extremely challenging with all the power adders. So I definitely wouldn't want to be the guys at NHRA in the tech department. That's a tough position.
Yeah, I mean, I know they're trying to make it as much as fair as they can for all the different power adders that the cars use, and I think they hurt the turbo cars just a smidgen, making it a little bit harder for them to win.
Yeah, there's really the Lyle's the only one there, and I think a lot of them just like the Pro Charger because they feel that it's the best option. And it's very inaccessible power adder to get, and a lot of guys are doing it now. But I personally like the turbos. I love the engineering. I love the way the cars work, the sound, everything about them.
I tell you what, you mentioned Lyle. We've had him on here. What a great guy. I mean, a man pretty much can sit in anything and steer it. He runs that Pro Mod car for Elite. He runs beer money at grudge races.
I love
Every
that
once
car.
that
I
car
follow
is
him on
wild.
Instagram and Facebook, and he's one of my favorite guys to watch. But yeah, he's a heck of a shoe, that's for sure. Because
Yeah,
I've seen a couple of those runs where I've seen some guys wreck cars, but he's kept it sunny side up. So you want to talk about a driver? Lyle Barnett's definitely got the skill and wherewithal to do it.
Yeah, we have a race coming up here called a 352 shootout in Gainesville, and Lyle is going to be coming down here. You probably heard of the truck, Warpath.
Yeah.
He's going to be coming down and steering Grant Guthrie's
Cool.
Warpath truck. And we was really worried if this was even going to take place because unfortunately Grant Guthrie had his trailer stolen.
Ooh,
Thank goodness the truck was not in the trailer.
sure.
But they ended up getting a lot of equipment. And, you're talking about, the racing family and how everybody's very supportive. I mean, he's got people reaching out all over the place trying to make this thing happen where they can run that truck at the 352 shootout and have an 8-truck. There's going to be 8 trucks in the class.
Okay.
And it's
Sounds
going to be
exciting.
quite a bit of money to win too.
Yeah, sounds like a blast. I wish I had a truck.
Well, you can bring a car down here. They have all different types of classes.
If I had something that would fit, I would love to. But leaving work and for as much as we traveled now is probably my limit this year.
Oh yeah, and you probably won't be able to make it anyway because it's on October the 29th.
Gotcha. We'll be out in Vegas.
That's correct. Let's see, we got Kenneth coming in here. Ken, he says, Pro Stock is a lot more about competition.
It's a competitive class, that's for sure. It's most exciting to watch because there's times where from the one qualifier to 16, you're talking a tenth or less.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it's exciting.
I tell you what, I believe Pro Stock and Pro Stock Motorcycle are the best classes to watch because of that right there. You know, there's not very much separating number one qualifier to the 16th qualifier, and it just makes watching racing more fun. Ken said he's got a truck, but unfortunately, Ken, they're going to be out in Las Vegas, and I think Troy's hoping to grab a couple more wins this year.
So we're definitely gonna try our hand at the national championship this year. So I will definitely be out there, but I appreciate the offer.
Well, I tell you what, Troy, I know y'all got a real big schedule, and I don't want to tie you up too long on here. If there's anything you'd like to add, feel free.
Hey, I really appreciate you having me on here. This is a great show. And, this motorsport just goes to show that motorsports fans and drivers, it's a very passionate group, and we need every fan we can get. So thank you.
Yeah, and one of the things why you have people like Wes Buck, which now is on Flow Racing, Joe Costello, myself, and there's several others, is that we want to give racers the opportunity to come on and talk about things that y'all don't get to talk about on camera, because y'all only have such a short window to discuss things, and it's mostly just about your win, and you really don't get into a lot of details.
Sure.
So I hope we can all keep this thing going and invite drivers on and spread the word of drag racing, get people off their seats in their houses and to the tracks and the stands.
And definitely go. If you've never been, go, because there's nothing like it. Once you go once, you'll want to go every year.
Yeah, I run across people all the time, and they're like, I've never been to the Gator Nationals. I says, you need to go. Well, we watch NASCAR. We go to NASCAR races and stuff like that. I says, no, you need to go to Gainesville.
Every ticket's a pit pass.
Yeah, get a ticket on a Friday. You don't want to spend a whole lot of money. Get a ticket on Friday. Sure. Go in there. You'll get to see one session of qualifying, pro qualifying, walk around in the pits. You can't get close to the drivers like that with NASCAR. They're in a booth with a piece of glass in between you and them, when they sign autographs.
Yeah.
But, that's why our sport, drag racing, is so great.
Very unique, and I'm thrilled and honored to be a part of it.
Well, again, Troy, thank you for coming on, and hope you keep on turning on some wind lights. And
appreciate it. Thank you very much for having me.
No problem. You take care now.
Have a great night.
There goes Troy. Yeah, man, what a great afternoon to have Troy Coughlin join us for a few moments and discuss what's going on so far this year in Pro Stock. He grabbed his first professional win at the last race at the Northwest Nationals up there in Washington, and hoping to capitalize on it this weekend where they will be racing in Topeka. Hey, you can tune in to On the Spot Motorsports on our Facebook page. We will be downloading the event schedule for Topeka probably tonight. You can go in there and see the set times. We will also post on there the times that you can watch it on FS1. So stay tuned, and don't forget that we also live stream races from Gainesville Raceway for our ET Bracket Series. That is something that we have been doing all year long, and we hope to continue that for years. And I tell you what, we're getting a lot of great feedback for it as well. And this is what this show is about: is to spread the word of motorsports in general, not just drag racing. But we like to get guys on here and girls that run circle track, dirt track racing, We've had several people on here that runs legend cars. So we hope to continue to grow our fan base. And we want to thank everyone who tuned in tonight. I know this is kind of a little bit of a short show, but you got to think they're on a very tight schedule, and they really don't have too much time to sit down and talk as they're doing all their prepping for the next race. So I hope everyone has a great week. And again, don't forget, tune in this Saturday. On the Spot Motorsports will be live streaming from Gainesville Raceway. If the rain does not rain us out, we will go live at 10 a.m. and we will continue until the racing's over. So I want to thank our partners real quick. We would like to thank On the Spot Lawn Maintenance, full service lawn care for you. Hey, let the red, white, and blue take care of your green at 904-966-1633. And also, Miracle Automotive and Towing. I tell you what, if it wasn't for Miracle Automotive and Towing, we don't know what we would do. I just want to play this short commercial real quick. And hey, I want to let you know, if you need a tires alignment, they got a brand new alignment machine. They do really great work.
Hey Tornado fans, this is Kurt Miracle of Miracle Automotive and Towing, proud sponsors of Tornado Football. I want to welcome you to beautiful Stark, Florida at David Hurst Stadium, and thank you for letting us be a part of this community. We're here for more than your automotive and towing needs. We're here to be part of Tornado Country. Go Big Red!
Also, don't want people to forget, as we was talking a while ago about the 352 shootout, this will be taking place on October the 29th. Hey, a lot of drag racing classes. You can go to the 352 Shootout Facebook page. You can look at all the different classes that they will be running. As like me and Troy was talking, they have the no time truck class. These trucks run about 200 miles an hour in the 8th mile. They will put on a wonderful and fantastic show for the spectators. And there's a lot of other heads-up classes as well. And also Open Comp will be racing there as well. So not only will I be live streaming this event, I will be racing in it. So we're looking forward to that. We also have some other events that's coming up. We have No One Fights Alone that will be taking place in November at Gainesville Raceway, followed by the Horsepower Hustle in December. I believe that's December the 9th and the 10th. All those 3 races will be live streamed on our Facebook page. So if you can't make it out to the track, you're traveling around, you can catch us on your phone, or you can use your smart TV and go to On the Spot Motorsports with David Rogers on YouTube, and watch it on your big screen instead of looking at that little phone. So with all that being said, we would like to thank everyone that joined us tonight, and we will see you next time.